Assalamu'alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Islamic friends, today we will discuss an extraordinary story in the Quran that is full of wisdom, strategy, and miracles, namely the story of the letter of Prophet Solomon to Queen Balqis. This story is not just a historical story, but contains important lessons about the wisdom of preaching, leadership, and the greatness of Allah's miracles. Interestingly, this is one of the first moments in history where the sentence Bismillahirrahmanirrahim was written in a letter. So, what is the content of the letter? What was Queen Balqis' reaction? And what lessons can we take from this story? Let's discuss it in depth. 1. Prophet Solomon and the kingdom full of miracles. To understand this story, we need to first know who Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam was. He was the son of the Prophet David alayhi salam and was not only a prophet but also a king with a very large kingdom. Allah gave many miracles to Prophet Solomon, including he is able to understand animal language, including birds and ants. This is not just the ability to hear their voice, but truly understanding the meaning and content of their conversation. Apart from that, Prophet Solomon also controlled the jinn nation. These genies worked under his command on various tasks, from building magnificent buildings to carrying out heavy work that humans could not do. Allah also gave him the ability to control the wind. With this power, he can travel to various places quickly, without needing a vehicle like ordinary humans. His kingdom consisted not only of humans, but also jinn and various types of animals, making him one of the greatest leaders ever to walk the face of the earth. In the Quran, Allah says, "And verily we gave knowledge to David and Solomon, and they both said, Praise be to Allah who has preferred us above many of his believing servants." Quran Surah An-Naml, verse 15. However, no matter how big the kingdom that Prophet Solomon had, he remained a humble servant of Allah and was always grateful for the blessings he had given him. One day, an event occurred that finally brought Prophet Solomon together with a famous queen from the land of Sheba, namely Queen Balqis. 2. The hoopoe and news from the land of Sheba. This story begins when Prophet Solomon was checking the ranks of his troops, consisting of humans, jinns, and animals. At that time, he realized that someone was absent, namely the hoopoe bird. Prophet Solomon immediately said, "Why don't I see the hoopoe? Is he among those absent?" Quran Surah An-Naml, verse 20. Prophet Solomon was a very disciplined leader. Each member of his troops had their own duties, including the hoopoe bird, which was often used to seek information. Not long after, the hoopoe bird came with important news. He said, "I have learned something that you do not know. I have come to you from the land of Sheba with convincing news." Quran Surah An-Naml, verse 22. The hoopoe tells that in the land of Sheba there was a queen who had great power. Her palace and kingdom were magnificent, her people lived prosperously, and her government was very organized. However, there was one thing that was very worrying. Queen Balqis and her people worshipped the sun, not Allah. Prophet Solomon did not remain silent upon hearing this news. As a prophet who was responsible for conveying the message of monotheism, he immediately took steps to invite Queen Balqis and her people to know Allah. He then wrote a letter and ordered Hudhud to deliver it to the queen. 3. Contents of Prophet Sulaiman's letter and Queen Balqis' reaction. When the letter arrived at the palace, Queen Balqis read it. The contents of the letter are very short but firm. Allah immortalizes it in his words. Verily, the letter is from Sulaiman, and indeed the contents of the letter. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Quran Surah An-Naml, verse 30. This letter opens with the sentence, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim, which shows that Prophet Solomon's invitation was full of grace and gentleness. The essence of the letter is inviting Queen Balqis to abandon sun worship and only worship Allah. Asked Queen Balqis to come to Prophet Sulaiman with full submission to Allah. After reading this letter, Queen Balqis did not immediately reject or accept it. As a wise leader, he discussed with his advisors and asked for advice. They suggested attacking if necessary, but Queen Balqis chose the path of peace. He then sent valuable gifts to Prophet Solomon to see his reaction. However, when the gift arrived, Prophet Sulaiman firmly refused it. He said, "Are you going to give me wealth? What Allah has given me is better than what He has given you." Quran Surah An-Naml, verse 36. This shows that Prophet Solomon preached not for worldly gain, but purely to convey the truth. Queen Balqis meets Prophet Solomon and converts to Islam. After her gift was rejected, Queen Balqis decided to meet Prophet Solomon directly. Before Queen Balqis arrived, Prophet Solomon wanted to show the wonders of Allah's power. He ordered that Queen Balqis's throne be brought to his palace before he arrived. A servant of Allah who had knowledge from the book said, "I will bring it to you before your eyes blink." Quran Surah An-Naml, verse 40. In an instant, Queen Balqis's throne was in Prophet Solomon's palace. When Queen Balqis arrived and saw that her throne was already there, she was surprised and began to realize the greatness of Allah. When she entered Prophet Solomon's palace, she saw a transparent glass floor with water flowing underneath. She thought it was a pool, so she lifted her clothes a little so as not to get wet. Prophet Solomon smiled and said, "It's just a glass floor." This moment made Queen Balqis realize that there was a power far greater than what she had believed in. She said, "My lord, I have indeed wronged myself, and I submit with Solomon to Allah, the Lord of the worlds." Quran Surah An-Naml, verse 44. Finally, Queen Balqis converted to Islam and left sun worship. MashaAllah, Islamic friends, from this story, there are many valuable lessons that we can learn. Prophet Solomon showed us how to preach with wisdom. He did not immediately force or attack Queen Balqis, but invited her in a gentle way, full of wisdom, and showed evidence of Allah's greatness. This story also teaches that the sentence Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim has a very deep meaning. Prophet Solomon began his letter with this sentence, showing that Islam is a religion full of compassion and invites with gentleness, not with force. In addition, we also learn that good leadership is based on wisdom and mature consideration, as shown by Queen Balqis. She did not rush into making decisions, but discussed them with her advisors. However, when the truth was clear, she did not hesitate to accept it and surrender to Allah. Finally, this story is a reminder to all of us that the greatness of the world is not everything. Even though Queen Balqis had extraordinary power and wealth, she still submitted when faced with evidence of Allah's greatness. Hopefully, this story can be an inspiration for all of us to always seek the truth, uphold justice, and begin every action by mentioning the name of Allah. Thank you for watching and listening until the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support this Islamic preaching. May we all always be under the protection and grace of Allah. Wassalamu'alaikum, warahmatullahi, wabarakatuh. Before I conclude, please allow me to sincerely apologize if in this presentation there were any words that were inappropriate or unintentional mistakes. As a human, I am certainly not free from errors. May Allah forgive all my shortcomings and mistakes, and I hope that you all can forgive me as well. My hope is that what has been conveyed today can become beneficial knowledge and bring us closer to His pleasure. Thank you for your attention and patience.